Santa brought that. Alright, so we have an extended weekend because of Martin Luther King. So, we're going to read a story tonight, too, on Sunday night. This is the story you want to read? You don't want to read the other book? You want to read this book?
No.
Oh, okay. You just wanted to show your Frozen Sisters Forever book? That's a very nice book. And who brought that for you?
Dada.
Santa. I think you're tired. She's a little tired tonight, guys.
I'm not.
You're not tired? Okay. All right. Here, can you hold that book for me? Okay. Then we'll get started. So do you remember?
That book. Can you read this?
Okay. You want me to read both? Okay. Do you remember what story we read last night? I think it was Beauty and the Beast. So tonight it's the Tortoise and the Hare.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever read the Tortoise and the Hare. And that's on page 52. We have to find page 52. Alright, let's see. I think we went too far. There it is. The Tortoise and the Hare. The hare and the tortoise were neighbors.
Is that hare?
That is the hare. Yep. The hare is like a bunny. And the tortoise is like a turtle. Yep. Hare was always in a hurry, rushing from one important task to another. All right, we'll read that after this. We can't read both at the same time. We'll read this next. He was so fast and busy that sometimes he could barely remember where he was going. Tortoise, on the other hand, plodded steadily along. He didn't go to many different places in a day, but he always got to where he needed to be. One day, Tortoise was walking slowly along the road when Hare sped past him. Hare looked over his shoulder and called out, "Hurry up, Tortoise, you'll never get there." "I will," Tortoise said calmly. "I will. Slow but steady." Hare turned back around and ran toward the tortoise 3 times, laughing, and then he ran on. A half hour later, Hare came back. Tortoise was still going the same direction and hadn't gotten very far. Hare laughed. "You're so slow," he said. "How do you ever get anywhere?" "Look," Tortoise said, "one step at a time, one foot after the other, slow but steady." "You're hopeless," Hare said. "It will take you all day just to get to the end of the road." At last, Tortoise was too cross to ignore Hare any longer. "I get everywhere I want to go," he said, "and if you don't believe me, I'll challenge you to a race. You can pick the route, the day, and the time."
Is it the end on this one?
Yeah. Hare laughed until he fell over. He rolled around on the floor, tears running along his whiskers. "A race," he gasped. "Between you and me? That's ridiculous. You don't stand a chance." "Are you scared?" Tortoise asked. "Because if not, let's do it." Hare could hardly stop laughing, but they arranged the race for the next day and asked Fox to judge it. They would start from an old oak tree and race all the way down the river. Tortoise set out early that evening so that he would be at the start line on time in the morning. Hare went home for a long sleep and got up late. He ran to the old oak tree, found Tortoise ready and waiting. All the other animals had come to watch. "Fox is waiting for you at the river," Bear said. "We can start whenever you're ready." Hare and Tortoise got into position. "On your marks," said Tortoise. "Get set," said Hare. "Go," shouted all the animals. Off went the tortoise and the hare. Hare sprinted ahead, bounding along the path. Tortoise lifted one foot and put it down. Then he lifted the other foot and put it down. Slowly, slowly. By the time Tortoise reached the first... Honey, I can't see. I'm trying to read this story. By the time Tortoise reached the first bush, Hare was a tiny spot in the distance. By the time he reached the second bush, Hare was nowhere to be seen. After a few minutes, Hare could see the river ahead. He paused and looked around. He couldn't see Tortoise at all. He is slow, he laughed to himself. He won't be here for hours. I might as well have a rest. So Hare sat down under the tree not far from the finish line. The sun was warm, and the lazy buzz of bees visiting the flowers around him was soothing. Soon Hare dozed off. Back along the path, Tortoise kept on, slow but steady, one step at a time, one foot after the other. After an hour, Hare woke up. This is the end, yes. After an hour, Hare woke up and peered into the distance. He could see the tortoise coming toward him, slow but steady, and still far away. He's so slow, Hare said to himself. He won't be here for hours. I might as well go back to sleep. And that's just what he did. Tortoise kept on, slow but steady, and his heavy shell wobbling along the path. Hare slept on in the hot sun. When Hare woke up, he couldn't see the tortoise anywhere. Where has he gone? He said. He won't be here for hours, I'm sure. I could just go back to sleep. But it was late in the afternoon, and the sun was low in the sky. I'm sick of this race, he said to himself. I should finish so I can go home and nap in my own bed. And he sprang up and ran as fast as he could to the finish line. Tortoise was waiting for him by the river. Where have you been? Asked Tortoise. I've been here for hours. You are so slow. Hare tried to explain, but neither Tortoise nor Fox would listen. But I'm faster, Hare complained. It's not fair. The rules were simple, Fox said. Tortoise won. The race was who got here first. Tortoise smiled. Not to run the fastest. Slow and steady wins the race. And slow and steadily, he turned around and began his journey home. The end.
Is that him?
He was sleeping. So the slow tortoise won the race. See, that's the finish line. That's the fox. He was the judge. And see, he thought that the tortoise would be so slow that this guy just went to sleep. But guess what? He slept. And then the tortoise got to the finish line and won the race. The rules were simple. The race was to get here first, Tortoise smiled, not to run the fastest. The end.
And he didn't even smile.
He wasn't so smart because he went to sleep like a knucklehead.
Like a knucklehead.
I love you.
He went to sleep like a knucklehead.
I love you.
And he's not.
Sorry, Addie.
Not knucklehead.
Good night.
Good night.